Hi guys, welcome back to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Max.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And it's just us two today, an emergency holiday for Daz.
I know, yeah, great life, isn't it?
So you've got me again, I'm back.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been over there, don't worry.
Yeah.
Again, the rumour of me and Daz hating each other is only ever growing.
Yeah.
I don't hate each other. I listen to them recording and I'm doing social media or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah,
so
doing
don't
your bit.
worry about it.
Yeah, get over it.
So we've got some Watch Mojo today. We've got some music, which me and you love to do, as always.
Yeah.
All of us love to do it. It's top 10 mistakes left in rock songs. Now, what do you think would be mistakes? I'm thinking like someone's dropped an instrument and maybe they've kind of caught it in time.
Maybe sung the wrong word.
Wrong key, something like that.
Yeah, the wrong note. I don't know, really. Playing-wise, you'd think it'd be pretty spot on, because normally they go back and rerun them and make sure it's all polished up.
Yeah.
But maybe...
Because it's rock.
Maybe there was some mistakes, but they thought, that sounds better with it in.
Do you want a bit of personality?
Yeah. So, it'd
be
be interesting to see this one, I must admit.
Exactly, because it's rock as well. They might just go, nah, that's rock and roll. Keep it in, why not?
Exactly.
Let's give it a go.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for those recorded tunes that retain some sorts of errors or happy accidents within the final mix. Number 10. The squeaky pedal gets the grease. Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. We actually can't really blame Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham for not oiling up his Speed King kick drum pedal back when he was recording with the classic rock legends. A Reddit post referencing Bonham's infamously noisy pedal comments on how the springs on these models were allegedly located in a place that made it virtually impossible for drummers to clean and lubricate. Listeners, as a result, can hear the squeaking noise Bonham's pedal makes on songs like Since I've Been Loving You. It's not readily apparent in the mix, but once you hear it, it's impossible to ignore from that point forward.
Don't you hear that? Don't you hear the
Number 9. Ambient Airplane.
I didn't hear that.
Country Woman by Led Zeppelin.
We're rolling on one.
You can hear that.
Yeah.
Gotta get this airplane on.
It was due to a lack of material that necessitated the members of Led Zeppelin to reach back into their archives in order to fill out both sides of their double album, Physical Graffiti. One of those songs, Black Country Woman, had been recorded at a mobile studio outside within a garden owned by the Rolling Stones' Mick Jagger. This setting not only allowed for the sound of some wind chimes to seep through, but also an uninvited airplane to make an ambient appearance on the track.
baby, what's the matter here?
Listeners can clearly hear both Zeppelin members and their engineer Eddie Kramer discussing the sounds, with Robert Plant making the call to leave it in.
Gotta get this airplane on.
Not even, yeah.
Number 8. Phil Collins accidentally creates gated reverb. Intruder by Peter Gabriel. Okay, so that title is a bit misleading, since it was the duo of both drummer Phil Collins and engineer Hugh Padgham whose work on the Peter Gabriel solo cut Intruder wound up creating one of the defining drum sounds of the 1980s. Padgham's state-of-the-art recording console wound up grabbing sound from Collins' drum kit via a conveniently placed talkback microphone that was laden with compression effects. That sound became known as gated reverb, an effect that basically makes drumheads sound like cannon fire.
I like to feel the suspense when I'm certain you know I am there.
This wasn't the only time a happy studio accident resulted in magic, since guitarist Grady Martin's session with country legend Marty Robbins accidentally resulted in the invention of fuzz bass back in 1961.
That's crazy. That how just something that you're not like. Just being in the studio and sort of dicking about can sort of create a whole new.
I suppose all the like I said, the electronics they have these days that put a different spin on certain instruments and stuff like that, then putting something different through it, which you wouldn't normally. That's where obviously some of these are created, isn't it? Like the drums going through like a different type of microphone, but
a compressed microphone.
Yeah,
it's. You'd think everything's been sort of discovered by, like, again, the 80s in terms of all
different sounds. And so, you think, especially 70s and 80s, that's when all the synthesizers were really, really coming along. Then, they were really huge, weren't they? Everyone was using them.
100%. And then they sort of, again, you see that because I've heard that drum sound in plenty of newer bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if that's created by mistake and then that becomes a staple for a new band. Then if someone doesn't mess up, that band doesn't exist. You go,
exactly.
Brilliant.
It's a completely different sound.
Yeah, exactly. That's a beauty of music, man. You can just create magic out of thin air. Wow.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Incredible. Yeah.
Number 7, Tin Roof, Rusted, Love Shack by the B-52s. It's everybody's favorite section in Love Shack, that part in the song where everybody shouts along with Cindy Wilson to proclaim. However, did you know that this iconic line was actually the result of Wilson just being a wee too overenthusiastic? The line, Tin Roof Rusted, actually occurred spontaneously as Wilson kept singing after the band had stopped. This resulting miscue sounded so fun and cool that the B-52s decided to leave it in, which was probably the best decision they could have made, right?
You're what?
The line went on to become synonymous with both Love Shack as well as the B-52's career as a whole. Number 6.
Weird
That'll
band,
never
aren't they?
Yeah, very much so.
again. Master of Puppets, Metallica. Nerdy Metallica obsessives are probably well aware of the story behind Kirk Hammett's recording of the Master of Puppets solo back in 1985. This take would go on to appear on the album Proper a year later, featuring a little bit of mistaken magic that would prove impossible for Hammett to replicate. It occurs shortly after the solo begins, as Hammett's finger phrasing causes the guitar string to be pushed off the fretboard. The resulting jump in pitch sounded great during the take, but the guitarist was unable to do it again, so Metallica ended up using this take for their final recorded version of Master of Puppets. Number 5. Getting Too Comfortable. Roxanne by the Police. So, have you ever wondered what exactly Sting is laughing at during the opening of Roxanne? It's simple, really, having to do with the odd piano note that occurs shortly after Andy Summers starts playing the opening guitar line. Sting accidentally leaned on the instrument while waiting for his cue to start singing. His laughter is very real as a result of this tiny mistake. Yet, the Police chose to keep this take as the one that made it on the album.
Never heard that before.
No,
It doesn't
never
really have
noticed
any
it.
influence on the direction or execution of Roxanne as a whole, but it's certainly an interesting tidbit of information.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light.
Number 4. Cursing. Hey Jude, The Beatles.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
Hey, the recording studio can be a stressful place, a room where mistakes are made and curse words are often tossed around like croutons in a salad. However, many bands choose to edit out any of these curses that are accidentally picked up on the microphone. The Beatles weren't one of those bands, or at least they weren't back when they laid down Hey Jude on tape in 1968.
Remember to let her under your skin, then you begin.
If you listen carefully, one can hear Paul McCartney utter an F-bomb after accidentally hitting a bad note on the piano. It's difficult to make out, but also fun to show friends once you know where it is on the final mix.
Let her under your skin, then you begin.
Number 3, Successful Repetition. Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers.
This is a staple.
Yeah.
Known the song. Amazing.
She goes away.
Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers is a great song for a number of reasons. It's passionately performed, economically composed, and sumptuously produced. It's just a classic slice of soul music, featuring an all-time classic bridge section where Withers sings the words, I know, for an impressive 26 times.
I know, 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 I know.
This wasn't intentional, really, since the songwriter actually intended to write some more lyrics for that section, but was encouraged by his contemporaries to leave it alone. The rest, as they say, is music history, with this I Know section going on to perhaps be the best remembered and beloved bit from Ain't No Sunshine.
I know, hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Number 2, let's try that again. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road.
You may not hear it on the versions played on the radio, but the full album cut of Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day includes a notable stutter stop by frontman Billy Joe Armstrong. The guitarist messes up the opening chords a couple of times, uttering out an expletive before finally kicking off the song in earnest.
You're not the only one with gifts.
What is this place?
It's a nice way of retaining a loose and relaxed feel in the studio, and Green Day's decision to keep in the mistakes makes the album version of Good Riddance, Time of Your Life a fun listen. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Nonsense Lyrics. Everybody Wants Some by Van Halen. Look, nobody really knows what the heck David Lee Roth was on when he started singing the second verse of Van Halen's Everybody Wants Some. What we do know is that there's evidence that the line was supposed to be, well, I seen a lot of people take a ride on a moonbeam. What David Lee Roth actually says on Everybody Wants Some sounds more like moopty than moonbeam. And that's because Diamond Dave actually forgot his line. Eddie and the boys seemed to like the swagger Dave was laying down on the track, however, so they left in the flub.
When he started to roll, I didn't have any lyrics prepared.
Right.
And there were a couple of gals sitting on the couch, on the other side of the glass, and I just started talking to them.
Wow. So it just happened by accident. I mean, just off the top of your head.
Well, I'm never going to admit I didn't do my homework.
Right.
It honestly fits perfectly with Roth's intentionally improvised lyrics during the drum breakdown, while creating classic rock magic in the process.
I see a boo-boo lad looking for a movie.
Can you think of any...
Yeah, mad old bunch, Van Halen.
It's just a bit.
Just
wow.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few of them are just a bit like, oh, they've just been a bit silly. Like,
Yeah.
Just being silly guys. But I still think the Phil Collins one's really interesting just because of how things like that can occur. Like,
Yeah,
in
then
terms of creating new sound.
That's something, new sound, which other people, like say, over years would have used as well. So
yeah,
it's,
if he said that he did it on purpose, he would have been called a revolutionary.
maybe he should have
music
done.
theorist.
That's it, yeah. Look at what I've created on purpose. That's what he should have said.
This is all due to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, great as always. Again, it's really interesting to see like sort of the behind the scenes of when artists record because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you don't want to see, but like there's little moments of magic at all. Did you ever see the like 4 or 5 years ago? The Beatles dropped, I think it's called Let It Be, or just like an album title, and it's just them recording one of their albums.
Right.
It's like 4 or 5 hours long, full documentary, and it's just them doing it, and you kind of unpick, like it's when Yoko is in the picture, and you go, she's a bit odd, but then I'm trying to think what album it is. It's one of the later ones before.
I think I may have seen that, but it was really interesting seeing people recording live and.
Yeah.
It's just doing little bits and going back and doing other things, and it's really interesting.
It's how scattered they all are in terms of like, especially the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's probably, I don't know if it was past Sgt. Pepper's, so past the drugs,
right? Okay,
essentially.
Yeah.
And you just see them how they sort of just pick it up and the magic of that, and I think stuff like that is really great.
It's so interesting, it really is.
Because you realise how mad everyone is in that
Yeah.
industry.
Absolutely,
they're all
yeah.
God knows what, and they all can't think straight, but it's just magic.
The Bill Withers one was really interesting as well, because that bit that he did, like I know, pretty iconic part of the song, isn't it? And to think that it was just a mistake because he hadn't written the lyrics for it, or not mistake that he just put that in because he hadn't done more lyrics.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's absolutely incredible that something like that could be an accident, but then it turns out to be like one of the best things.
Exactly,
it's incredible.
Sometimes giving a bit of space in the song is actually better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cram it with more lyrics, and maybe they might have been just meh. Like, because that's probably, would you say that's his biggest song, Bill Withers? He's had loads, obviously, but Ain't No Sunshine's up there. A Lovely Day.
Lovely Day is probably right up there, I would think.
Yeah, and you just go, well, again, it's such an iconic line. You just think, well, if that just had never happened, if he hadn't just sort of freestyled a little bit, and actually just done his job, you don't get that iconic moment. I think
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of it all.
And I know from my son's band Spangled, I know that they go in when they're recording. It's not always the same as when they've gone in with like the demo and stuff. They do change it
for the clean version.
When they're actually recording. They'll add things and things will come up, or someone will sing something, or do. There are things all the time that people do change in the studio. It's really interesting when he tells me when I listened to it, the first sort of like cut, if you like, but then when I heard the finished one, you can see which bits are different, and then he explains why it's done differently.
Or natural progression.
Even sometimes the lyrics have been changed in certain parts as well. That's sort of like mid-recording sort of thing. So I think it happens quite a lot, but it's really interesting when they go through it and say, this is why I did this and this is what happened. So none of them are quite as big as some of these records yet, but there's time. There's time.
It's a big word in that. But yeah, exactly. And again, you just have to have that sort of that click, and that you can just tell with why every band member sort of puts in.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh yeah, because he's thinking like that way.
Sometimes different environment things will come together, or another idea will spring to mind straight away, and you think, I could try this actually. That might sound better.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think the band Blossoms. Stockport, I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they went to like Wales for like a week with another Irish artist, and they released like the background of them making a new song. And you can just see how they're inspired by different surroundings, you said, and then
I can imagine
putting someone else in the mix just kind of might perk someone else up, and then you see something
just a
else.
different idea and bounce off different people.
I think it's so cool. I think the entire thing's so cool. I
Yeah.
think it's great. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Nice one. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.